everyone, welcome to the third video from this fruits page from Johanna Basford, Small Victories, with using Polychromos pencils, just putting them away from the last video. And we have got this little design here. This is pineapple and watermelon, I think, and I have found some pictures of a pineapple and a watermelon, not both in the same picture unfortunately, but I thought we would be able to use them for guidance. So, and I can show you how I use the picture to guide me. So let's come in nice and close to this image. There we go. And I think my pineapple picture is on this side. Hang on, I'm just going to fold my page so I can put the pineapple image right on the edge. It's going to end up looking a little bit scruffy. But anyway, there's the pineapple image that I found. Now, there are quite a lot of different pineapple colours in pictures that I've seen. This one's quite orangey and some of them are quite green. So it's a little bit confusing, and you can't tell whether they're really that colour or whether it's a bit overexposed. So I may do it slightly differently. Anyway, let's start with the top bit here. Now in this picture, this colour to me looks sort of this sort of green, which is the permanent green. I think it should be a little bit darker, so I'm actually going to use the permanent green as my lightest green and then put some darker bits in it. Okay, so I'm going to have to lean on the picture to colour it. Right, so I'm just going to put some permanent green on here. Just it's getting on my nerves. I'll bring it back in a minute. Actually, I'm going to put it on the other side. There we go. It wants to unfold. There we go. So yeah, put some permanent green down first. That's better. Leaning on a loose bit of paper just gets on my nerves. It's because it moves every time I move my hand. It's not fun, and I can hold it still here with my other hand, so it's fine. Now I feel that we need a lot of darker colour here. I might even go for a pine green, getting quite dark. Here I'm going with my instincts. I'm just thinking about what I can vaguely remember about what pineapples look like, because I can't visualise, so it's a little bit difficult, and how I normally colour them as well. So I'm putting some dark in here, also common sense. In, you know, there'd be shadow down here in the centre, so that's what I'm colouring. Ooh, getting hot all of a sudden. I can hear the heating has just come on, or is doing something. I don't even know if the radiator in here is working. It gets warm in here anyway because I have to shut the door. Well, I shut the door when people are here. My son's here, and so I've shut the door. So I can't hear him and he can't hear me. He doesn't want to hear me. Right, I'm going back to the permanent green, and I'm just going to go. Oh, you can't see that. And oh, there you go, permanent green. I'm going to recolour them so they're a little bit more striking and intense in colour, but hopefully you can still see the difference between that sort of darker bit in the centre. You could put quite a lot of shadow in here if you wanted, you know, work some black, some warm, dark sepia, some warm greys, or even some darker greens, but I think that's fine, like that. I'm happy with it like that. Now our pineapple, I think we'll try and match it to this-ish. It's a little bit too orangey for my liking, but I'm going to... let's grab a colour and get started. So I am thinking the burnt sienna we'll use for these darker lines. and we've got Johanna has drawn the lines on for us. This pineapple is on an angle, by the way. It's not my book. I keep wanting to straighten it when I look in the camera. I keep wanting to do that, but actually the book is straight. It's the pineapple that's not. So I'm going to use this. Can't decide whether to go over the lines. I think I will. I'll go over Johanna's lines and slightly above, so that you can see what I'm doing. Like that. You might not want your lines quite as thick. It's a personal choice, but they are quite big. If you look at, you can only just see it on the edge there. It's probably not particularly well focused. It wasn't a very good picture I found, but actually a lot of the pictures I found were really blurred. This one's quite bad. I don't know why. Blurred pineapples. None of the others were. As we get down to the bottom of this page, we've got some really interesting looking fruits that I couldn't identify. I know when Johanna did her flip through, she said the very last one looked like an aubergine. It's not what I'm going to do it as. I'm going to do it something quite different and interesting that I've never coloured before. So yeah, I just didn't want to do it as an aubergine. Right, because we've got quite an orangey look here, I'm going to use this brown ochre. Sorry, is it burnt ochre? Sorry, for a sort of backgroundy bit. Quite lightly though. Doesn't want to write at all. There we go. And just get a layer down. Now, it isn't as orangey as the picture anyway. There we go. Just keep working it a little bit till I've got enough down. Now I have got a few pineapple tutorial videos. One of them I do with some gold, which was quite fun. Okay, now what I actually want to do is make each one of these squares have a bit of a darker bit around the edge. I don't think they actually, because I'm thinking about what a pineapple actually looks like, and it's quite knobbly, and I think these bits, each of them sticks out. So I think if I make it a little bit darker around the edge, it might make it look more three-dimensional, as if that bit is sort of sticking out a bit and the dark bit is sort of set back. Like that. I think once, I've cut a pineapple up once. It was hard work, and trying to get out all those little brown bits that are left behind when you take the skin off. These sorts of bits, oh, you can't see, those sorts of bits, it's quite hard work, isn't it? And I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm not really lazy, but also there's so much of it, and only one of my boys likes it, so I tend to now buy him pre-cut slices. And not only does it mean that none gets wasted, he eats it all up, enjoys it, but I can also make sure it's ripe. It's quite hard to know when it's ripe before you cut it. There we go. I think that looks okay. It doesn't quite look like that, sorry. There you go. But I'm happy with the colours on that. The only thing we could do is think about the shape. Now, it doesn't look very rounded, so we could put a bit darker colour around the edge to make it look more rounded. I think I'm going to do that slightly with this burnt sienna. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of a layer around the outside, not too dark, and also we've got some shadow underneath the leafy bits. Just a tad, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to spoil the effects. I'm quite pleased with what I've done. Sounds a bit thick-headed, but right, now we have our melon. Just going to, refold my piece of paper for our melon. There we go. It's a lot bigger, the picture, isn't it? It could be the one Johanna copied. Oh no, that's round the wrong way. Okay, so we've got, let's have a look. We've got a dark stripe and a light stripe, and we have a very pink fleshy bit with black seeds. So let's start with the easiest part, in my opinion, is the black seeds. Now if you've got a really big slice of melon, you can do little white reflective dot on each seed to make them look shiny. It's my black. These aren't huge, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to blob them in. Now you could do some white seeds as well. Often watermelons have black and white seeds, and I think people eat the white seeds, don't they? I don't know. Anyway, but I think black is more striking, you know, and they're black in this picture anyway. Okay, so there are our seeds, so that's the easy start. Now that colour, now look at this colour. It's a whitish pink. It's got white in it, but it doesn't look see-through and transparent. It looks quite, if you think about how it looks, trying to think of the right colour. I think we might have to do a bit of mixing. We're not going to get that colour right off. I'm going to start with a lightish colour. This is the pink carmine. I'm going to start with that and then see how we go. I think it's a fairly good match. This is quite raspberry-like actually. You know, I was saying that yesterday when we were colouring the blackberries that I never did raspberries because I didn't have a raspberry, but actually this one would probably do. I'm not going to do any more for a minute. I know that's not intense enough, but I'm just looking carefully at our slice in the picture and thinking about where to go next, because this bit down here actually looks like it's got some grey shadow on it. I don't know if you agree. But this bit at the top doesn't, and if I do more of this it's going to be quite intense. I think I'm going to do a bit more of this colour down here and then just see how it looks. Yeah, it's getting a bit too pinky, but that's okay, we'll go over it with something else. There we go. I'm thinking maybe the madder might help us out here. Where is that? Here it is. Now the madder is a very reddish pink, and just going to use it down here. That's it. But up here I think we need to keep that sort of whitish look. It's quite difficult at the moment. It just looks a little bit like I've forgotten the colour rather than looking like paper showing through. So how do we get around that? Don't know. I think our best plan is to use a white pencil. I'll try it. I'm just looking to make sure it's clean. Okay. There we go. Trying to stay away from that black. That's it. Now, this little piece around here, look, it's not white, it's cream. So it could be ivory. No, I think it's definitely cream. It's quite yellowy, so I'm going to use our cream colour. And take that round there. Now the edge is actually green. Can you see that from the skin? But I can't really do that very well, so I'll wait and see. So these darker lines I'm going to deal with next, and I'm going to use, I'm wondering if the pine green or the juniper green. No, this green, this is the green that I need, the deep cobalt green. This is a bluey green, it's a very dark green. I think this is the way to go. Now if you look here, you can see this circle. It's got a fairly faint bit, and we've got that here, so I'm just going to do a little bit there. like that circle. Okay, and then we're going to go down these lines. Now if we notice, Johanna has drawn them quite evenly. If we look at these, they're quite rough, so I'm just going to do quite a sort of rough and ready bit. This is a little bit more bluey than that, but once we go over it with this colour, because this is a more of a yellowy green, if we go over the top of it, it will change the colour a little bit. I'm just sort of making it thicker and thinner in different places, just like it seems to be, but covering over all the black line. There's a few sort of bits that aren't in the line, that, like these bits. Now it's important to remember when you're doing this that we're not going for photorealism, so your picture is not going to look identical to the one you're using as inspiration. And remember, it is just that, it's inspiration, it isn't meant to be complete copying. That's difficult, we're not doing that. Now I'm thinking that this earth green yellowish is this colour, maybe. Now what I've also noticed about this is it seems a bit darker here. This bit here seems very much lighter, and now I don't think that's the light hitting it. I think that the fruit is actually lighter here. I'm going to try and do the same here. So I'm going to make it more intense down here, going over the top of the colour that I've done already, just to try and tone down that greenish look and make it a little bit yellowy. So I'm going to put down, yeah, quite a harsh layer here, and then start to fade it a little bit as we go up. And then I'm going to swap to the May green, which is very slightly lighter. Just take it up next bit. Like that. Sorry, I got distracted then. I'm trying to find out from my son when he's coming home, because I need to make sure I get his tea ready at the right time. Now I'm going to put a light layer all the way up to the top. I'm going to grab a yellow, the cadmium yellow lemon, to just do this very top bit, make it a little bit lighter and warmer. Oh, he's just messaged me, it works. So I'm just going to reply to him. So he's very happy. That means he can start writing up now. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, to be honest, but we need a little bit of shadow going on. I'm thinking about the this one. And I've got my oops, what colour do we use? Sorry, the deep cobalt green, and I'm going to use it on the very edge of here, sort of on top of the black line, really. Yeah, I feel that it just needs that green edge. Now, of course, it would be naturally, it would be mottled like this, but maybe it's cut along there. I think if I use the lighter green, it won't show up. There we go. It looks quite blue, doesn't it? Maybe you can't see, hopefully. I'm going to go over the top of it with the earth green yellowish just to try and tone it down a little bit. Oh, we can't. Can you see that? I've got no idea. There we go. I don't know if that's toned it down much, but there we go. Right, now I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing. I'm going to use my warm sepia, if I can find it, dark sepia. Sorry. There we go. And I'm thinking where the these are over the top of this one, I want a little bit of shadow. So I'm just going to draw in a light line here and along here. and then have a look and see if I think that's enough. Also, I feel like I want some around the edge. Remember we did a bit on the pineapple to make it look more rounded. I feel like I want to do that here with this as well, so put a little bit on the edge to make it look more spherical. And then a bit of shadow under those leaves, just the one. Just bring that up a little bit. Yeah, and then we'll need a bit here where this one's on the pineapple. There we go. I think that's not too bad. I'll show you the pineapple picture and the melon picture. There, you can't tell the difference. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's how I use that one to, oh, I can't get it straight, there we go, to do that one. So there's quite a lot going on with that picture, but you know, it didn't take us too long, I suppose. But if it was bigger, it we could have put in a lot more detail, it would have taken longer, but I think that was quite enough for that small picture. So that was that one. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.